tonight's West Lakeland match between the Webster Tigers and the Grantsburg Pirates. I would ask that you please rise for the playing of the national anthem by the GHS
the
band.
Grantsburg Pirates. But yes, we will be getting ready to start the match. We will be getting ready to do the national anthem here, and then we will be kicking this underway. Webster 2-0, and along as Grantsburg's 2-0, so we'll kind of recap on Grantsburg here as far as conference play. We went down to Unity last Thursday there, and it was tough. Obviously, we'll cover that more when Unity's here. We don't need to get into the logistics of what happened during warm-up there, but Grantsburg went up top early 2-0, and then Unity, who is a solid team, very solid team here. You're kind of looking at the top two teams along with Unity here right now, in my opinion, and last night we were in luck, and they are definitely scrappy, but Unity took Grantsburg to the fifth match and run it into extras there, and Grantsburg was victorious, winning the final set there 17-15, and then the other night in luck there, like I said, luck scrappy, tough. I was definitely impressed. Grantsburg victorious, and we will now announce the starters here for Webster, as we have number 2 Avery Hetfeld, along with number 3 Addison McDowell, number 4 Brooklyn Jansen, number 5 Emma Hazley, number 9 Lily Jacobs, number 10 Ella Jacobs, and libero number 1 Reese Grindell. That will be the starting goal for the Tigers, and then here comes your Grantsburg Pirates. Number 3 Kaylee Moore, number 4 Sayla Przynski, number 7 Megan Harmon, number 13 Ruby Ringo, number 21 Whitney Myers, number 22 Lily Henderson, and libero number 2 will be Annika Lee. One thing I must point out here, I was talking to Bob kind of before we got going, I feel like Annika Lee has played some solid volleyball in the back row as libero against Luck there. I felt her and Megan Harmon did a phenomenal job back there, chasing down about everything. You know, that's something that maybe you Volleyball Pirates fans, you know, have been wondering the past few years, but like I was mentioning to Bob before when we were warming up, that the back row so far in the first 2 matches have been pretty solid. Probably some of the things I've noticed that maybe been difficult is kind of our sets and timing with Ruby. I mean, it's been kind of hit or miss, so we'll see what happens here tonight. Like I said, Webster last year conference champions, and definitely has no slouch of a team this year. They are coached by Steph Jansen, and obviously Grantsburg, coached once again by Deb Johnson. And we will always enjoy, because I see Webster has brought their fan base. I'm not really sure what the theme is. It's definitely America, red, white, and blue. I don't know what the actual title is for that. And over there with the Grantsburg side, who has been pretty dominant in unity and luck supporting their players, the barbecue theme. And here we go, underway. Moore now kicking it far side to Ringo. And Ringo will put one down right away. Like I said, the timing has been a little bit off. It's been more in the middle we've seen, but definitely the timing was there right out of the gate. Grantsburg will take it there, and then the ball will go into the hands of Sayla Przinski. Sayla firing one over. Hedfeld now in the middle. Oh, we got a call here right away. They said Webster was in the net. Not really sure there, but woman on the ladder called that. Przinski will get another shot at it here as she fires one over. Now Jacobs hunting it down and coming over to Jacobs. Jacobs to Jacobs, and yeah, she kind of lofted that one over. And Webster will take it back on their side, where Avery Hetfeld will serve it up here for the Tigers. Annika now up to Myers. Myers sent it far side to Nora Bielen. Tipped. Hetfeld up top. Jacobs. A little confusion between the Jacobs. Wolf gets it over. Annika Lee brings it back to Moore. Moore on the far side to Bielen. Bielen will find the back wall, and last time I checked, that is out of bounds. Yes, we have confirmation on that, so Hetfeld will get the keep to stay at the serving station there, and she will launch one over, and that is out as well. Nice and cool up here in the weight room. Not so much down in the gym. She's a toasty one down there, and like I said, we got good supporting fans down there, so she's a little warm, but nice up here with us. Here comes Whitney Myers, a senior. Grindell popping it up to number 4, Jansen, and Ruby firing it down the Hetfeld. She's able to get it. Jansen floating it over to Wolf. Wolf just has to bump it over. Now Przinski can get something going to Myers to Ringo. She tips it over. Jacobs. And then Hetfeld. Oh, Nora Bielen kind of in the face there. Ruby has to launch in the back. Grindell able to dig it up. Jacobs now coming on the near side to Wolf. Lee bumping it up in the back. Myers on the near side to Olsen. Grindell able to keep it going. Jacobs far side to Wolf again, near side. Przinski. Myers hunts it down. They have to get it over. Przinski does. Now can the Tigers get something going? Wolf hitting it into the net. So we kind of had ourselves an early back and forth there, but Brooke Wolf firing one into the net, and now Whit Myers will be able to keep it going here for Grantsburg. Grindell popping it up to Jansen, and the Pirates knocking it out of bounds there. Like I said, my guess between these two, it's definitely going to be good matchup all the way. Volleyball between Webster and Grantsburg. Grantsburg went to Menominee. I think Webster went to Oshkosh for a little weekend tournament. Now here comes Myers, far side to Olsen. Olsen will launch that one out of bounds. One of the biggest things I've seen the last 2 games is Unity, the serves, just were killing us, right? We in the net. And, Luck, they kind of tightened that up a little bit, still kind of had that, but then launching it out of bounds. Przinski, Myers, hunting down Przinski in the middle of the court, rolls it off the net. Grindell able to save it. Can the Tigers get it over? Yes. Both Jacobs will get the assist on that. And Ruby with a little punch. Now here come in the middle is Jacobs, and she will knock it off of Nora's head. And the Tigers up top, 5-4. And Abby Smith will be back to serve it here for the Tigers. She fires one over Przinski. Myers going far side to Olsen. Olsen with a little tap. Now here comes Jacobs, near side to Wolf. Wolf able to trick it through Olsen and Ringo's arms and hands and lets it fall onto the court, and they will go up 6-4. Smith firing one over. Lee. Myers going near side to Ringo. Ringo with the big hit. But Smith able to dig it out. Now Hetfeld hits it. Przinski pops it up. Now here comes Myers, middle of the court, able to loft one over, and that is out as well. So Tigers starting to develop some momentum here as Grantsburg has knocked a couple out of bounds. Looked a little out of rhythm here as here comes Smith to Przinski. Przinski with a high floater to Myers. Myers will just hit one over. We talked about it before. Whitney's definitely has good court awareness. She played that card a few times against Luck, but Luck was able to kind of keep that going as well. But like I said, good court awareness from her. Here comes Annika Lee firing it over. Jacobs hits it, but hits it over. Now Myers in the middle to Henderson, who just come into the game, and she'll rattle it in front of number 9, Lily Jacobs. And Lee will keep it going here on the serving station. Fires one over, and that will go out of bounds. That's the type of stuff I was talking about here. Like I said, we just kind of get, I don't know, it's usually like 5, 6, 7 points here in these past 2 games where we're just kind of launching it out of bounds here. Hopefully we don't see that continue here for the Pirates. Jacobs firing it over to Przinski, up to Myers. Myers on the far side to Lily Henderson, and she will put it down, but Hetfeld able to get it. Hazley tried to pop it over, but no go. Hetfeld did a good job digging that one out, but went a little strong into the net there. Bielen will come on out as Meg Harmon will come back to serve. She's been pretty solid there, even through club ball, watching it this winter here. Meg's done an excellent job serving. Fires one. Hetfeld over to Wolf. Wolf has to pump one over. Now Myers, a little give and go back and forth. How you doing? Here comes Smith on the far side to Jacobs. Jacobs will launch one. Collision between Harmon and Whip, but they're able to keep it going. Presley, they want a 2-hitter, and they're going to get it. I mean, I'm not no blue shirt, uptown, low down ref, but that was a double hitter if I've ever seen. So we have number 7, Elena Estridge, in for the Tigers. As McDowell back to serve, firing one over. Witt in the back row, pumping it up to Harmon here. Now here comes Przinski far side, and that will go out of bounds as well. Addison McDowell firing another one over to Przinski. Now Harmon. Harmon setting it up in the middle of Lely. Blocked there by Hazley and Jacobs. Now Estridge up to Smith. Smith now in the middle to Hazley. She has to loft one over. She does in front of Olsen. Presley not able to get up there in time. And Webster's up on top, 11-7. McDowell, another floater. Lely has to dig it out. She does. Presley on near side will just hit it over. Little collision between Smith and Estridge. Smith able to get back up and hit it. Little confusion on the Tiger side here. McDowell hitting it over. Now Lely pounding one down, but Jacobs able to recover. And here comes Hetfeld. She put one into the net. Little net party night, little Netflix. Like I said, it's early in the season. A lot of volleyball has been played, but early in the season, this is our 3rd game going in here. And like I said, Grantsburg has already had to go through Unity, which is a solid young team, very powerful hitters, and then kind of a scrappy Luck team. And then now here we are, Webster Tigers coming into town. So we'll see how it goes here. Like I said, both sides kind of looking out of sync here a little bit. You saw on Webster's side a little confusion, and you kind of seen it on Grantsburg's side. Like I said, a lot of hits going out of bounds. But Webster on top right now, 11-8. Here comes Moore. She'll float one over. And Przinski jumping it, grabbing it, throwing it, whatever. It's legal. Did you hear a whistle, Nick? A man of many words, folks, as usual. No whistle was blown there, but good athletic play by Przinski. And here comes Kaylee Moore, firing one over again. Hetfeld up to Jacobs. Jacobs setting it back to Hetfeld. She will pound one rattle it off of Myers and Henderson out of bounds. And then we'll go back to Webster, 12-9. Ella Jacobs back to serve it here for the Tigers. And she'll fire one to Przinski. Now Moore setting it near side to Henderson. Henderson over to Jacobs. Now Estridge popping it up to Jansen. Now Harmon. Moore. Now going far side Przinski. She floats one in there. She finds the gap. Dropping it down in front of Estridge there. And Lee out and Ruby in. And Henderson, Lily Henderson, another strong server here through winter and so far into conference play. Jacobs now far side to Hazley. Hazley find it and they call it in. That type of play right there really burned Grantsburg in Unity there. That just floating it over the blockers like that. We'll see if Grantsburg can adjust, but good job by Hazley there. And now Grindell, the libero, back to serve. Good serve from her. Now Perzinski has to bump it up. We have to hit it over. Ringo does. Grindell coming up to get it. She does. Jacobs coming in the middle to Jacobs. Moore with a good dig off the ceiling. Myers able to play it. They have to hit it over. Lee does. Grindell back up to Jacobs. Who are we giving it to? Jacobs with a little one-hander. Now Ringo getting a piece of it. Now Hazley over to Hetfeld into the net. Deb wants a call. She's not going to get it. Now here comes Ringo, and she puts one into the net. Deb's not too happy with the woman on the ladder and the man on the floor. Yep, she wanted the four call. Bob, you were absolutely right. She didn't get it. You know, it's hard to tell when she gets them arms going like that what call she's really looking for. But now here comes Harmon up to Moore. Good pass. Now Perzinski putting one down, rattling off number 9, Lily Jacobs. You can almost just feel that momentum. That was a good pass up to Moore. Moore with the good set to Perzinski, and she got a running start on that one, but Jacobs got a piece of it. Perzinski now putting one over. Grindell popping it up to Jacobs. Now coming far side to Hetfeld, and she will rattle one off of Ringo and Bieland. Out of bounds, and 15-11, Tigers up top here in the first match as number 20, Brooke Wolf, comes in as McDowell goes out. And Avery Hetfeld to fire one over. She does. Moore to Myers. Myers going in the middle to Ringo. Ringo putting it down, but Grindell able to get a piece of it. Now Wolf hits it over. She does. Perzinski passing to Moore. Moore now coming near side to Witt. Blocked back. Bieland got a piece of it. Fell on her side. And the ball will stay on Tiger's side. Timeout is called here by Grantsburg. So starting to see the Tigers kind of, like I said, build a little momentum here.
We're going to take a commercial.
And we're going to take a quick 5. All right, we are back from commercial, and I was just sitting there wondering, it's been pretty quiet in the student section here going in this first match. I was wondering, maybe they were still full from the barbecue. They're going barbecue theme here tonight, but kind of the fan base has been led by Quimby. We'll get more into that later. Here comes Myers in the middle of the Ringo. She'll float one. Hazley able to get it. Jacobs now to Wolf. Wolf hits it over. And Ringo, roadblock Ringo as we call her in the Winter League, did not disappoint there. I thought the Tigers did a good job to try to get it over, and here comes Ringo out of nowhere with the massive block. And now the serve will go into Myers' hands, and she'll jump one over to Grindell. Now up to Jacobs. Jacobs going far side to Hazley. Hazley will put it in. She found the line. She found the right side of the line there. And Hazley will come out as Abby Smith will come back in to serve. 17-12. Tigers on top. Smith firing one over Perzinski. Myers coming near side to Ringo. Ringo giving it to Hetfeld. Smith now on this side to Wolf. Perzinski with the good dig. Now Myers going far side to Bieland. She hits it, has to hit it over. Now here comes Smith. Tigers got a chance here. Jacobs blocked there by Ringo and Bieland. Roadblock Ringo and Mighty Mouse, the nicknames they received during club ball. Nice job there by them two, and now Lee will be back to serve it here for the Pirates, 17-13. Firing one over. Grindell popping it up to Smith. Smith hunting it down. Now coming on near side to Jacobs. Perzinski digs it out. Myers hunts it down. Good athletic play. Can they hit it over? They do. Now the Pirates have to reset. Tigers are going to get one here. Can they play it? Jacobs to Lee. Now Myers Coming to Presley. She jumped a little too soon, but she's able to get it. Now we got ourselves just a little throw your fist up there and see what happens, and the Tigers could not make it happen. So the Pirates will keep serving. Little runaway water bottle there. That's unusual. We haven't really seen that before, but anything could happen against Grantsburg and Webster, I'm going to be honest with you. Now we're getting some things straight there. The man on the floor getting things squared away here with the scoring table. I think substitution. Henderson coming in for Ringo. Annika Lee will wait to hear the whistle to serve. Yeah, still waiting on the whistle here. Yeah, so before we get things squared away, we talked about just briefly there with the student section. Bubba Quimby has been definitely taking the charge here early on this season with the cheering. The Quimby Quartets, as we'll call it here, because he's definitely been rocking and rolling with that. And good student section here tonight. Webster definitely has her own. What is going on here now? Are we out of rotation? Yeah. So Grantsburg getting called for out of rotation, and Tigers will get the ball back. So still trying to get things situated here at the table. But yeah, Tigers will serve, and that'll be number 9, Lily Jacobs, back to serve. So now she will wait for the whistle. And there we have it. So back to volleyball play. Krasinski, Myers, now far side to Henderson. Henderson blocked, but Nora coming out of nowhere to hit it over. Can the Tigers get it over? They do. Lee now up to Myers. Can the Pirates get something going? Bielen to Hetfeld. Now Smith. Smith coming near side to Wolf. Wolf will go hunting far and long and out of bounds. She will, as Harmon will come in and Bielen will come out. And Harmon will get the ball here to serve. 18-14 in the first match. Harmon firing one over to Estridge, who snuck in on us here, to Jacobs, now far side to Hazley. And Hazley could not quite get it over there. See if the Pirates can make a little bit of a run here. Harmon launching it to Estridge. Estridge coming towards the bench. Hazley has to get it. Jacobs calls it wisely. Lee, that was close. Myers to Smith. Now Wolf to Harmon. Myers now going far side to Przinski. Przinski will put it down, but Hetfield got a piece of it. Oh, Hetfield did all that beautiful work there, and Wolf hunted it down, but I don't know if the other Tigers players thought it hit the floor. They just stalled. They had a chance to get it over. Good athletic play by Hetfield. Now Smith backpedaling gets it. Now far side to Wolf. Wolf off the fingertips of Henderson. And the Tigers will get it back. You got to appreciate good hustle athletic play, and we've seen it on both sides tonight recently right there by Hetfield. They go after the ball. McDowell coming back in to serve. She'll fire one over. Henderson popping it up to Harmon. Harmon going back to Henderson. Henderson will get it off the hands of Estridge. That might have been in either way, so Estridge making a move on it, hits it out of bounds. 19-17, Olsen coming out as Kaylee Moore coming in. And Moore will get a good running start. Loft one over. McDowell, and now Jacobs. Oh, Jacobs, good play. McDowell sprawling out for it, gets it popped up, and Jacobs basically just flopped it over, and Megan Harmon not able to recover from there. I don't think the Pirates are quite ready for that. Now number 10, Ella Jacobs, back to serve, 2017 here. And she will loft one over. Lee to Moore. Moore going near side to Henderson, and Henderson will go out of bounds. Yeah, timeout Grantsburg. Now we'll take another quick break here.
Hi, I'm Nicole Kelson, and I'm the orthopedic surgeon at Burnett Medical Center. includes general orthopedics, so I see kids and adults. I see acute care, which includes fractures, so in the upper extremity, shoulder, elbow, and wrist fractures that we take care of here at Burnett Medical Center. And then in the lower extremity, we take care of hip fractures and ankle fractures. I enjoy rural healthcare because of the patients, no question about it. They're the best.
I'll go on the other side of you. I feel close to you on your left side.
That was live, so keep it going.
Oh, yeah, those of you that heard that, yes, I do feel closer to Nick Rombach, our cameraman tonight. We're just kind of get things situated here after this first set of play here. We're going to do a little switching around. I will move over on the other side of Nick. So, yeah, I meant what I said. I meant what I said to the folks here. Coming out of the timeout, number 10, Ella Jacobs back to serve. 21-17. Like I said, this is tight game here. She fires over. Harmon launching it up into the rafters. Przinski played it, a little game of Plinko. And now Tigers making a play here. Hetfeld launching it over more to Lee. Can they get it over? Who calls it? Harmon does. Now to Estridge. Coming on the near side to Hetfeld and off of Meyer's hands. Dropping it down on Grantsburg's side, and it will be 22-17. Like I said, a one-on-one matchup between Hetfeld and Myers. Jacobs getting set. She has received the whistle. Launches one over to Harmon. Who's hunting it down? Who's calling it? Moore gets it. Now Myers hits it into the net. Yeah, we're out of play. We're out of sync. Right? Those of you that have been following Grantsburg here as the season started, this is the kind of some of the things that happens. You know, we've seen a little bit on Webster's side too, but they're starting to kind of build here as Jacobs will launch another one over to Przinski to Moore. Moore with the jump set to Przinski off of Jacobs' hands, but McDowell will kick it up to Jansen. And now here comes Moore, far side of Przinski, and she'll hit it. Hetfeld get it. And Jacobs keeping it going, and so did Jansen. Good job by Webster there. And here comes Henderson to McDowell, and they're going to call net, I believe, on number 5, Emma Hazley, and Lily Henderson back to serve. And she will launch one over to Hetfeld, up to Jacobs. Now coming back in the middle of Hetfeld. She'll float one, but Myers gets it. And Ringo wanted it to Estridge. Jacobs calls it. Now coming over to Hetfeld. Przinski, Moore. Who wants it? Who's calling it? Okay. All right. Okay, we got to call it. I thought I heard someone call it. Now ball. Set point here, Grindell firing it to Lee. Lee off the side of her hands, and Webster will take the first set from Grantsburg, and we will adjust.
Physical Therapy and Balance Center offers professional staff that work and live in the community. With state-of-the-art technology, we help you regain confidence and independence. We are a physical therapy facility that also offers many other recovery services, including fall prevention, balance training, and dizziness disorder treatment. You have a choice in your physical therapy. Call us today so that we can help you love your life. Spelled differently because we are different.
All right, we are back. We're all situated up here in the mezz. Like I said, getting Bob, to where he can see there. And yeah, Tigers took the first set. Just kind of want to announce the Pirates' schedule here. Obviously, we're here tonight against Webster, and this Saturday they will be in Shell Lake. kind of playing an invitational tournament over at the Shell Lake High School this Saturday. And then Tuesday, they will be in Siren to play the Dragons. And then after that, they will be in Frederick. So next week, the Pirates will be on the road. We will not see another home game here, but good news for you Pirates fans on the We Are Grantsburg Network. Next week, we are away. The following week, we are home Tuesday and Thursday, and that will be against Unity. I mentioned before, strong, tough, young team. A lot of talent there. They got a freshman in there this year. I believe they only have a couple seniors. So definitely a team to be watching. They've been solid here the last couple years. It's actually kind of fun to watch this conference, with these teams, Grantsburg, Webster. We saw the magic that Frederick had last year, and then now Luck this year. Like I said, I was impressed with Luck, another young team. They're scrappy, they're tough, they go for everything. And, so we will see Unity on Tuesday night of the week that we play home, and then we will see Luck here that Thursday. So that is what's looking on deck here for the next couple weeks for the Pirates. And we will get set here to start set 2. Like I said, Webster taking the first. We'll see what Grantsburg can do here in the second go-round. Like I said, we saw mistakes made, especially the rotation one. That's the one that usually kind of gets me with a lot of these high school teams with the old rotation. We saw a lot of that down in the Menominee tournament, not with Grantsburg, but with a lot of teams. And here comes Henderson to Hetfield. Jacobs now going in the middle to Jansen, blocked by Ruby. Ruby hits it back. Ruby just kind of playing her own front net volleyball by herself there. She's like, I'm going to block it, I'm going to hit it, and I'm going to score. And that's what she did there to get this one going here. And the ball will now go into the hands of Henderson. Henderson firing one over. Grindell digging it up to Jacobs. Good pass from her. Now, number 9, Jacobs hits it over. Here comes Ringo. Ringo! We'll say McDowell. Try it. And Addison McDowell got a piece of it, hit it out of bounds. And Henderson will keep it going here for the Pirates. Launches another one over. Grindell, good pass up to Jacobs. Jacobs going far side to Hetfeld. She will get it in the hands of Harmon. Harmon popping it up for more. Now Przinski's going to float it. Hetfeld's right there. Here comes Jacobs coming right back to Hetfeld on near side. Blocked by the net. They wanted that 4-hit call. Not going to get it tonight. Now Przinski going more. Who do you want to give it to? Let's give it to Myers on the near side. Why not? Grindell with the one-hand digger. But Ruby, you basically served it. We said it before. Stacy Coy, meatball. That's what's for supper for Ruby Ringo tonight. You cannot loft one. Grindell made a solid play there, a little one-hander, but Ruby Ringo too tough in the middle, and here comes Henderson firing one over. Grindell, good dig-up pass to Jacobs. Now here comes a set in the middle to Jansen, and Jansen will find the hole in the back and keep it in play, and will give the Tigers a point here, and also putting Hetfeld back on the serving detail. McDowell coming out. Wolf coming in, and Hetfeld will launch one over. Harmon digging it up to Moore. Now Moore going far side to Ringo. Ringo blocked, but Plinko's on Webster's side. We saw Jansen and number 9, Lily Jacobs there. Good job getting a piece of it, but that's a tough part when you're doing all this blocky, right? Where's it going to land? Well, on that time it stayed on Webster's side. And now here come sail away Przinski, firing one over to Jacobs. Now Jacobs on Jacobs. Now here comes Jansen, and she will roll one off of Ringo down the net. Where is it going to fall? Grantsburg side it does. And we will see Smith coming in to serve here for the Tigers as Jansen comes out. Pirates are set. Smith lobbing one over. Now Przinski. Myers hunting it down. A little jump serve. Ooh, that is something new I have not seen in all the volleyball action here so far. Yeah, kind of a little bit out of sorts here on Pirate side. 3-4, 4-3. Grantsburg on top. Smith now to Moore. Moore popping it up. Myers hunting it down, and Lee has to hit it over. She does. Webster's going to get a free play here. Now Smith in the middle to Jacobs, and Jacobs will find the gap. You saw Nora Bielen fall like a slow tree to go to it there. No, it's definitely a lot quicker than that, a lot spunkier. I don't know, maybe it just thought it was going to come down hard. I don't know. Smith now to Moore popping it up to Myers. Myers going right back in the middle to Ringo. And Ringo will say, well, hello, Mrs. Chadwick. Let's put the ball right in front of you so you can put the flag down for an in, and she does. Olsen coming in, Moore going out. Myers will be back to serve. 5-4 here, Grantsburg on top in set 2. Launching one over. Grindell, rare miss from her, but Jacobs hunting it down. Wolf getting it over. Now Grantsburg's got a chance to make a play here. And Ringo, yeah, you saw Ringo make the motion to go a little higher. We talked about that before with the timing in the middle with Ruby. Like you said, when it's on, it's powerful, but when it's off, it just hasn't been there. A lot of times we see Ruby jumping almost too early, and then luckily on some of her athletic plays, she's able to hit it. That one, she definitely wants the ball higher. Here comes Estridge. Przinski, Myers, now going right back to Ringo. Yep. Now Ringo basically saying, that's what I'm talking about, Myers. Getting up a little higher. Ruby able to find the open gap on the floor. 6-5. Pirates on top. Excuse me. Yeah, the serves, gentlemen. The serves, right? The serves. Lee putting one into the net will go back to Webster. I definitely like this side better, right? I'm next to Nick. I got a lot of room. Do so much activities over here. Yes. All right, here we go. Wolf firing one over. Lee, Myers. Who are we going to? Przinski in the middle. And Przinski will go to the net. And the Tigers up on top, 7-6. Oh, and it's quiet on the Pirates fan base side. It's quiet. And here comes Wolf firing one over. Lee to Myers. Who's she going to give it to? Henderson. Henderson launches it. Good dig out there by Wolf. And Smith, they get it over. Good job, Tigers. Now Bielen calls for it, hits it over. Wolf coming up. Now Smith, who's she going to set it to? Jacobs. Jacobs will float it to Przinski. Myers, who's she going to give it to? Yes, Bielen. And Bielen will find an open gap. Right over there in front of Wolf. She went towards Webster's side, kept it in. And Bielen, waiting for the signal, will come out as Megan Harmon will come in to serve. Knotted up here, 7-7. Harmon to Wolf, to McDowell, to Hetfeld. Hetfeld, good hit, good block. We talked about it before, but lands, stays, drops on the Pirate side. So Webster will definitely get the nod. You can tell it's hot in the gym. You see the fans waving. We see Olsen has a towel to kind of keep her hands from clamming up and getting sweaty. It is hot in that gym, but nice in the weight room here. And Henderson, I had a name for her if things went sour, and I talked to her about it, but she told me not to say it tonight, so we won't. It was nothing negative. But, like I said, watch a lot of volleyball with these Pirates here over the winter and the spring. And here comes Harmon on the far side of Przinski, and McDowell off the basketball hoop. Estridge able to make a play, and Hazley gets it over. Now Myers will just drop it, but good job there by number 10, Ella Jacobs. And, they call Presley. Presley wanted that block more than ever. Nick, can you see the net moving at all? No, not really. We're replaying it right now. Was it the towel? Was it the towel that touched the net, maybe? The towel. Could be. It was tight on the replay. Nonetheless, here we go. Now Przinski putting it off. Estridge is going to go to the exit. And that is out of bounds for those of you that don't know. That is out of bounds. So the Pirates will get it back. So Olsen will come off to reevaluate the towel as Moore will come in to serve here for the Pirates. Fires one over. Estridge up to Jacobs. Now Hazley, that's a tough play for Hazley there. It wasn't, and Jacobs acknowledged it wasn't the best set. And Moore will keep it going here for the Pirates. Fires one over Estridge, giving it back to Hetfeld. Hetfeld coming up top to Jansen, to Annika. She gets out of the way for Harmon. And here comes Przinski. And Przinski will roll it down on the Pirate side, and it will belong to Webster, whereas Grindell will be back to serve. She launches one over. Przinski with a two-hander. Now here comes more. Przinski with the run and start. Like I said, if you can get Sayla Przinski on a running motion like that, it has been rock solid. Grindell, though, has played some solid libero in the back there. All right, that's been pretty solid here for, I want to say she's a freshman. Don't quote me on it. They don't have the ages here on the chart, as Jacobs will roll one into the net. She might be, I think she's a sophomore. Yep, Toots is a freshman. She's a sophomore. Hetfield and Grindell are sophomores. Nonetheless, good play on their part. Henderson to Grindell to Jacobs. Now over to Hetfield. Hetfield will do the little floats. Right, who's having a float tonight? Apparently Hetfield is. Rolls it off of Grantsburg, out of bounds. 11-12, Tigers on top. We got a close one here. We haven't seen like real quality solid. It's early in the season, but these girls have been playing plenty of volleyball already. Now more with that jump set to Przinski. Yeah, and out of bounds. A lot of that timing that we talked about earlier has come off of a lot of these jump sets, you know, especially for Ringo. And here comes Hetfield to Harmon. Now to Moore. Moore will go far side to Ringo. Ringo, good job there by Grindell to pop it up. Now Hetfield gets it over to Moore. Myers hunting it down. Back to the middle to Ringo. And that's what I'm saying, folks. When she gets a piece of it, it's electric here in the weight room. I mean, Webster doing all they can, and they've done a good job over there, but like I almost get a little scared when she smacks that ball like that. Ringo with the big hit there, the good set. And now here comes Przinski over to Jacobs. Jacobs has to hunt it down. Now to Wolf. I thought Lee was going to get it, but Przinski does. Now here comes Bielen. Now to Grindell. Grindell pops it up. Who wants it? Jacobs does. Who's going to take it now? Hetfield will. And here comes Lee. Over to Myers. Myers with a little pump. And then here's Ringo. Jansen. What can Wolf do? Oh, good play there by Jacobs. A just two-hand smack it back. And a good big block there by number 9, Lily Jacobs, getting all pieces of the ball to block it back on Grantsburg's side. As Jansen comes out, we will see Smith come back in to serve, and 14-12, Webster on top. Good action up there on the net there for sure. Smith to Lee. Myers now giving it to Ringo. Good job there by Hetfield. Here comes Jacobs. Ooh, that's a tough set. Tough set there by number 9, Lily Jacobs. And now the ball will go back to Grantsburg. Moore out, Olsen in. Now Witt just waiting for the whistle as Webster gets set here. We heard it, and so did she, and she will hit it over. Hetfield bumping it up to Smith. So now Smith going backside to Jacobs. Przinski with the dig. Now Myers going up top to Bielen. Hetfield diving for that one. In the net, can they get it out of there? No. Grantsburg will keep it tied up here, 14. And here comes Myers. Grindell. Smith hunting it down. Jacobs hits it over. Przinski gets it. Now Myers just dropping it, but good play by Hetfield to read it. Now here comes Wolf with a punch. Now Bielen to Myers in the middle to Ringo. Blocked that time by Jacobs, but Bielen, this is just backyard volleyball right here. Just hold out your arm and hopefully you hit the ball. And that's what we have, and that will go out of bounds. Yeah, Bielen just kind of quick reaction, just threw her arm up. And luckily we got a piece of it and it went the right direction, so Whit Myers can keep going on the serving station here. Waiting for the whistle. Yeah, we got to clean up the floor. We mentioned it a couple times. She's a little warm in the gym, so Smith getting things cleaned up on their end just so nobody gets hurt. Now here comes Myers. Oh, and Grindell, I thought she was going to get it. Jacobs, they're able to get it over. Grantsburg's got a free play here. And look at that. The senior, the athleticism and awareness we talked about. What? Oh, and the lights went out. I told Nick earlier I like when the lights go out of the mezz, but I thought Yeah, the man, they got blue shirts this year. She called it, and you see Whitmire staring him down. I don't know if you're recording that like that, but here comes Estridge. Now Przinski to Myers. Myers in the middle to Przinski, and she'll launch it out of bounds. Yeah, Myers still upset by that call. I don't even know how you call that. That ref, whatever it's a lift, he demonstrated it for us. I don't know if you folks saw that at home, but here comes Przinski to Myers. Now near side to Ringel, blocked, and Olsen with the little left-hander. Now here comes Wolf, and it falls in front of Olsen and Ringel on the Pirates side as Webster goes up top 17-15, and Deb Johnson will take a timeout.
Physical Therapy and Balance Center offers professional staff that work and live in the community. With state-of-the-art technology, we help you regain confidence and independence. We are a physical therapy facility that also offers many other recovery services, including fall prevention, balance training, and dizziness disorder treatment. You have a choice in your physical therapy. Call us today so that we can help you love your life. Spelled differently because we are different.
Yeah, so coming out of the commercial break here, obviously we're still in the timeout, under 20 seconds left to go. Like I said, a lot of good volleyball action going on here, but, we've seen it on both sides. I mentioned it before, the mistakes. It's not just, there's not really one team kind of running away with it, early in the season, like I mentioned, but both these teams have played quite a bit of volleyball together, obviously with Oshkosh, I believe, was where Webster went, and they had a real good tournament down there, and the Pirates went down to Menominee, and I think they went like 4-3 against some real good teams, and same with Webster there, but yeah, I don't know, maybe this one was circled on the old schedule because these are definitely a couple of top teams in the conference. Przinski to Myers. Myers hits it over. Smith, who wants it, Hazley does. Now to Wolf. Wolf will go to Lee. Myers now will set it to Olsen, and yeah, I see a little net ripple on that one. I think Hazley got in the net as Hetfeld went sliding across the floor, and she's calling for a towel. And it looks like, Destiny Patton will come in to serve. She has been serving well in the JV game. Webster was victorious, but Patton definitely had some good serves, and she'll launch a good one over to Hetfeld. Now to Jacobs, near side to Wolf. Wolf will float one over. Myers with the little right-hander. Patton calls it, and now Bielen hits it over to Hetfeld. Now Smith coming to hunt it down, go backside to Jacobs, and Patton able to knock it up there, and kind of both hit between Przinski and Myers. Bielen gets it over, and here comes Wolf. Przinski popping it up again. Myers now going far side to Bielen. Bielen will come back to Hetfeld, who wants it. Smith does. Jacobs on the far side, a two-hander. Przinski rolling it back. Myers, we got to get it over. Henderson does. Hazley in the middle. Smith back to Hazley. Hazley with the hit, and that will go out of bounds. So that's one thing when we get into kind of a hardcore volley back and forth, keep an eye that it worries me, and I don't know if it's part of it, that back roll is sneaking up. Now Smith, Jacobs, here comes Hazley and lays it in front of Patton there. And Lee will quickly come in for Destiny. And McDowell will be back to serve it here for the Tigers. Floating it far. That was going to be out of bounds. Przinski win for it. We got to keep it going. Henderson does. Now here comes Smith in the middle, giving it to number 5, Emma Hazley, and she's able to knock one in, it was knocked out of bounds off of Grantsburg. Had ourselves a little deflection tip in 1917. Webster on top here in set 2. McDowell firing one over. Henderson up to Myers. Now going far side back to Henderson. That is deflected. A little deflect both sides, and Grantsburg will get the ball back here as Megan Harmon will come in to serve it here for the Pirates. And Harmon serves it. Hetfeld kind of chasing it to the exit. McDowell hunts it down. Hazley gets it over. Nice job by Webster. Now Myers to Henderson. and able to use the net. Webster arms. When it's all said and done, the ball lands out of bounds, and we are tied up at 19 as Harmon launches another one. Hetfeld. Hazley calls for it. Jacobs was there. Now back to Hetfeld. Oh, and Przinski. Oh, if that would have landed in, it's almost like she just got her hand up real quick there, Nick. What did you see through the camera lens? Yeah, good stuff there, Nick. I don't know if you can hear him. He's really been vocal tonight, but he does not have a headset, so that's why you folks can't hear him at home. But, yeah, he's really enjoying tonight's matchup because he's back on the camera. And here we go with Jacobs. Fired one over to Myers. Harmon has to tip it over. She just stayed from going under the net. Here comes Hetfeld. It's blocked but stays on Grantsburg's side. Big hit there by Avery Hetfeld. And timeout is called by Grantsburg once again. And, it's been tough. I don't know. I mean, like I said, Webster, it's just kind of with those breaks. Webster's been playing good tonight. I mean, so is Grantsburg. We talked about the mistakes there for sure early in the season. And, it just seems like with this Grantsburg team, which is heavily loaded with juniors, by the way, they only have two seniors, Annika Lee and Whitney Myers. So definitely looking good here in the future for Grantsburg. But, the biggest thing, at least we're not seeing anybody stand there and let the ball go by them. You know what I mean? That's kind of some of the stuff that, as a fan, as a parent of a volleyball player yourself, you're like, oh, my goodness. And those blocks at the net are tough like that when they fall. And the barbecue team has been fired up right now. Yep, chanting, I believe that we will win, right? I'm surprised we haven't done the football chant against Webster. That's usually a classic. But, yeah, like I said, the Quimby Quartet's rocking and rolling here tonight. And they have been doing that in Unity and Luck as well, that's for sure. So coming out of the timeout, Webster's got the ball 21-19 there on top. Jacobs to Przinski. Harmon now over back to Przinski. She was going to get a run to start at it, just trying to hit it over. Now here comes Hazley. And Myers with a little one-hander playing with Deb there. Ball launching on Deb's side. 22-19. Jacobs, Ella, that is, back to serve it still here for the Tigers. Przinski, Harmon, now in the middle to Henderson. Henderson with the big hit, finding some hardwood on the Tiger side. Getting the ball back into Webster or Grantsburg's hand as Moore comes back in, and I really don't know if Moore ever runs out of energy. I mean, this girl definitely is wide open all the time. Good athlete here. Now here comes Jacobs over to Hazley. She pops it. Moore, we just talked about it, able to pop it up. We have to hit it over. Can Myers do? She does. Now to McDowell, up to Jacobs. Coming near side to Hetfeld. And Hetfeld with the big hit. The sophomore, the power, the number 2, the hitter on the near side, rolling it off of Grantsburg to get the ball back on Webster's side. And Webster has a chance here. It's in the hands of Grindell. They need 2 to take set 2 to go up 2-0. And here comes Grindell firing it over. Przinski going the wrong direction. Annika Lee getting it. Henderson coming back. Jansen, Jacobs going right back to Jansen. Jansen, blocked, but rolls. I think Jansen was looking for a little bit more of a hit there. And Grindell needing one more for the Tigers here to take this set 2. Moore jump setting it to Brzezinski. She hits it over. Grindell able to pop it up from the back in the middle of the Jacobs. Here comes Hetfeld. And Hetfeld will use all of the court. And when it falls behind the white line, that will mean out of bounds. And Grantsburg will get that back. Yeah, Webster definitely was calling for the tip. It's a tough call. Right here, Grindell popping it up to Jacobs, going far side to Hetfeld. Hetfeld, yes, that is in, and that'll do it here in set 2 as the Tigers, Webster Tigers, will go up 2-0. Yep, 2-0 over Grantsburg. I mean, they're close. They're close. We'll see how Grantsburg responds here. You know, that was one thing during that Menominee tournament. Grantsburg will come out of the gate in the first set, I mean, just blazing. And then the set 2, it was Wasn't sure if it was middle school volleyball or what we were watching. Then they come back in set 3 and away they go. But we'll see if the Pirates can get one here on Webster, and we will take a quick break.
At Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, it's our job to make the complex simple. When your life is sidelined by an injury, surgery, or a condition keeping you from doing what you love, our services aim to get you pain-free and fully functioning. We truly care about our patient outcomes, helping you achieve your goals and improve your quality of life. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. Love your life.
And Menominee was. And then
Hi, I'm Nicole Kelson, and I'm the orthopedic surgeon at Burnett Medical Center. My practice includes general orthopedics, so I see kids and adults. I see acute care, which includes fractures, so in the upper extremity, shoulder, elbow, and wrist fractures that we take care of here at Burnett Medical Center. And then in the lower extremity, we take care of hip fractures and ankle fractures. I enjoy rural healthcare because of the patients, no question about it. They're the best.
All right, folks, coming out of the break here, we're under a minute to go to start set 3. And, just talking to Bob and Nick here, volleyball fans all the way, right? Graduated from Grantsburg. Love to see good volleyball matchups. We talked about the conference looking really good. Unity, Webster, Grantsburg, excitement from Frederick last year. But, yeah, Grantsburg, it just, to us, to me and to Bob, they're playing good, but it's a lot of stop and go. It's not flowing through here. So I don't know if it's just a timing thing or just, trying to, I wouldn't say figure things out. They've been playing a lot of volleyball, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Webster's a solid team, no doubt. Conference champs last year. Mentioned it earlier in the program, and excitement on the first home game to invite Webster to come on down into the sauna of a gym that we have. And, yeah, they're up 2-0. We'll see what they can do here. As Reese Grindell is back to serve here for the Tigers. She will launch one over to Lee. Moore now with the set on the far side to Ringo. And Ringo able to pull it down, but you can kind of see it there with Ruby. It's jumping a little bit too soon. Like we mentioned before, we don't care how we get them as long as we get them, and Ruby was able to get that one, landing it in front of Hetfeld there as Przinski with the jump serve over to Grindell, up to Jacobs, now back to Hetfeld. She tried to roll one down off the net. Good play by her for what she was thinking there, but landed on this side, and Przinski will keep it going here. And fires one over McDowell up to Jacobs, coming on near side to Jacobs. Oh, Przinski with the dig and avoiding the rafter. That should be a point on itself. Hetfeld to Jacobs. Jacobs back to Hetfeld. Hetfeld with the big hit will roll it off the net. Przinski, and we got Moore and Ruby. I'm not sure who hit that, but I'm going to guess Ruby did. And then all of a sudden, here comes Lee. Good dig out there. Now Bielen has to get it over. Does, and that was a faulting play on Webster's side. Nor Bielen did a good job. That was no strong hit by any means. And I don't know what happened there on Webster's side. They just kind of went cement shoes on us a little bit there. Just kind of dropped in front of them. But Grantsburg actually kind of showing a little bit more life here, it seems like, going after it. We'll see what happens here. Now Jacobs has to bump it back on this side to Jacobs. Annika Lee will kind of dive one down. If you were 2.5 foot tall, that would have been perfect. But Ruby Ringo is much larger than that and taller. Yeah, maybe, they could have hacky sacked it, Nick. And that will go out. Yeah, we should have hacky sacked it. That would have been a good time. I'll talk to Ruby about that after the game here. That could be a good trickery move. As Olsen comes in, Moore goes out. And Whitney Myers waiting on a whistle as Hetfield is tying her shoe there. And yeah, we are good to go. Here's a whistle. Myers to get set. And we'll fire one over. Grindell over to Jacobs. Now coming back to Wolf. Myers able to same thing. We just talked about it on Webster's side. I just mentioned to Bob and Nick about this before in set 2. At least nobody is standing there watching the ball come down. And what do we get? We get Webster doing it, and I just talked about it, and here we go. It was like Grantsburg was at a bonfire watching the flames roar as the ball lands in the middle, and here comes Smith firing one over to Lee. Myers has to get it. Now here comes Ringo near side, pops one up. Jacobs on the knees, gets one popped up. Hetfield over to Wolf, and Wolf will get it to trickle on Grantsburg's side in front of Ringo. And 3-4, 4-3, Grantsburg on top early in set 3 here. Webster, if you're just joining us, they're up 2-0. Firing one over to Brzezinski, up to Myers. Myers over to Ringo. Ringo will float a good hustle play. Oh, man, good hustle play by Hetfield. I was like, well, that's going to land on the floor, but she comes flying out of nowhere. The ball will go to Grantsburg's side, but one thing we like to do on the we will acknowledge good play when we see it. It doesn't matter what team we're watching, and Hetfield did all she could to get that. Lee will hit one over. Grindell popping it up. Smith hunting it down, coming near side to Jacobs. Lee in the back, bumping it to Myers. Good pass, coming to Olsen. She'll float it. Hetfield's right there. Smith coming near side to Wolf. Hungry like the Wolf, number 20. Brooke Wolf putting one down here. And Webster cheering section, America. We're going with a America theme here tonight. As they're getting pumped up here as Estridge will be back to serve it here for the Tigers. Brzezinski offset. Lee, Henderson has to hit it over. Does. A little floater, but Webster's got room to work there. Yeah, and there was a meatball for Henderson, but Webster able to keep it going. Now Myers going middle to Henderson, and she will rattle that off. I believe off of Emma Hazley. Yeah, she's like, I got to go this way, not up. I got to go in. All right, and Megan Harmon back to serve here for the Pirates. Fires one over into Smith. Jacobs going far side to Wolf. And Wolf will find herself in the net. And last time we checked in the rule books of volleyball, that is a no-go. So Harmon back to keep serving. 7-4 Grantsburg on top, hitting it over Smith. Now who's hunting it down? Estridge gets it. They have to hit it over. Jacobs does. Good hit by number 10, Ella Jacobs. I mean, that was quick coming off the forearm, grazing the net. Able to put one down. And McDowell back to serve it here for the Tigers. Lee up to Harmon. Harmon setting it in the middle for Henderson. Estridge up to Smith. Who's Smith going for? Hetfield. And Hetfield will put that one down. Where's the white line? There it is. I'm going to keep you on this side a little bit. Nice job by Avery Hetfield. McDowell will keep it going as Webster's going to kind of climb back towards, I mean, it's early in the set here. 7-6, Grantsburg on top. Getting the floor cleaned up. Coach Jansen calling for another towel, and we're cleaning. We got towels on both sides. So Presley is using that towel, but she has a towel. Interesting. Oh, bath towel, hand towel. So many towels. All right, the floor is clean. Here comes McDowell. And there goes McDowell with an ace. We're just going to go with good job, McDowell, on that serve there. And it's knotted up at 7 here, and Addison McDowell will keep this going here for the Tigers. Over she goes to Henderson. Now coming back to Henderson from Harmon. Smith calling everybody off, gives it to Hetfeld. And there's the net to move in on that. I think they're calling that might have been Henderson into the net on that one. And over we go. Myers in the back row. Harmon coming here to Brzezinski, and Brzezinski with the big hit. Laying it down behind Hetfeld in front of McDowell. So Grantsburg will get the ball back as Olsen comes out and Moore comes in to serve. And here comes Moore. Good serve, Hetfeld. Oh, not a very good pass. Witt able to get a piece of it. Getting the point here, and Moore will keep going for Grantsburg. Now firing one over, well, actually lofting one over is Moore. And there's Jacobs. Yeah, there was a big clump up front. We talked about that earlier. Like I said, there was a lot of hardware in the back, and Jacobs obviously being aware of that, just lofting one over. She kind of did a similar play that in set one. Now here comes Jacobs. Harmon to Moore, now going in the middle to Brzezinski, off of Jacobs. Here comes Hetfeld, back up to Harmon. Moore just hits it over Jacobs. Now to Jansen. Jansen going in the middle, and Emma with a little left-hander punch. Nice work there by Emma. Knock, knock, Grantsburg, where are you? Emma knocking one down there to put the Tigers on top 10-9. And Jacobs hits one over, and now here comes Moore, far side to Witt. McDowell popping it up. Now here comes Estridge. Hetfeld has to hit it over, and the whistle is blowing. Oh, and they're calling that a double hitter off of Estridge. And it's 10-10 here as Henderson, old 22, back to serve here for the Pirates. Firing one. Oh, good serve there. Hetfeld able to dig it up. Jacobs going on the far side and blocked that time. I think, Brzezinski getting a piece of it. Ruby was there, but I think Brzezinski, the way that they're reacting there, got all of it. And now Henderson coming right back to Hetfeld. Ooh, no double there. And Hetfeld with the swat to Myers. Who's got it? Who wants it? Myers floats it. Hetfeld takes it. Jacobs will set it for Jansen, and Jansen to Moore. Pops it up to Myers. Now, who wants it? Brzezinski, and Brzezinski gets it wedged in Jansen's hands and then falls down, and Henderson will keep it going here. This would be the time for Grantsburg to give themselves some breathing room here a little bit. We'll see if they can do that. Henderson firing another one, another good serve over. Jacobs going far side to Hazley. And yeah, another Hazley getting away with a couple little underhand scoopers. She's effective with the little scoopers tonight. Getting a couple points for the Tigers off of that there. Grantsburg not able to quite understand how that's functionable, but Emma's making it work, and here comes Grindell. Harmon. Moore now to Ringo, and Ringo will put that one in. And Grantsburg will get the ball back as we see Harmon going out, Bjellen coming in, and it looks like Sela Brzezinski will be back to serve it here for Grantsburg. Over she goes. Grindell. Oh, meatball all the way right there. Beautiful play, Grindell to Ringo. The only problem is, if you're not understanding, Grindell's on Webster, Ringo's on Grantsburg. Point awarded to Grantsburg. Grindell definitely will recover for that. She's played good back there. Here comes Brzezinski. Oh, and McDowell. Oh! We just talked about that, Nick, too, and I think Ruby got a little too excited there. I mean, yeah, Webster getting away with one there. Now Lee up to Myers. Myers going near side. Yeah. That was kind of a left-hander there did not go anywhere. We see Johnson and Myers talking it over a little bit. Here comes Hetfeld. Brzezinski. Now Myers to Ringo. Ringo, Jacobs. Jansen gets it over. Now here comes Bielen far side. Grindel, good dig out on that time to Jacobs. Now here comes Jacobs to Brzezinski. Myers hunting it down. Who's going to take it? Bielen will. Now Wolf to Jacobs. They're getting set. Coming back to Wolf. Now to Moore. Brzezinski had to get up off the floor to get it. Bielen, you see Grantsburg scrambling. They're able to make it work. But not that time, as Webster will take it, as it is now 14-14 in set 3. Hetfeld firing one over to Lee. Myers going far side to Bielen. Wolf. Jacobs going far side to Jansen. Jansen, yes. Yep, I think they thought that was going to go out, but that had plenty of room there, and Deb will call a timeout. Yeah, Yes, I agree. You know, Bob mentioned it on Court Vision, and we saw that. Definitely Webster doing that there. So, yeah, we'll kind of do a quick plug here. We obviously we've done this before, Bob and I. You know, Zach has graduated, retired from Grantsburg High School football, as we like to call it. But Caleb's still rocking and rolling. And obviously Brady's still there. So Grantsburg 2-1. And they get to go to Glenwood City Friday, which will be kind of a newer adventure for us, you know. You know, that going back to that St. Croix game, that was tough. St. Croix is a tough team, you know, turnovers. But, yeah, we're 2-1. We'll see what happens in Glenwood. I did hear this week that this is probably coming through Coach Mortz is probably the best week of practice they've had as a unit. Definitely asking questions, kind of a little bit more fluent flow, so we'll see. That's good to hear. Obviously, when we went up to Webster, they didn't exactly play well. They definitely got talked to, but good week of practice. We'll see what happens in Glenwood, and here comes Webster over to Moore. Now to Myers, to Bielen, and Bielen is just going to see if Rob's flag still work, and it does. He did get the out call, so 16-14 Webster on top here, as Hetfeld will fire it over to Brzezinski. Now to Myers. Myers going back to Ringo, and Ringo into Grindel, and she knocks that one out of bounds. She kind of got offset there a little bit. Wasn't really too stable. As Moore comes out, Olsen comes in. 15-16. Grantsburg's going to need to take this one to keep playing. Otherwise, turn out the lights. We're done. Grindel now hunting it down as Jacobs. Who's going to hit it over? Hetfeld does to Lee. Oh, boy, there's a meatball. Oh, my gosh. Was that exciting to see? That was a dominating hit there by number 9, Lily Jacobs. We saw them serve it up to Ruby, and that one there, the timing and the hit and everything was spot on and beautiful by number 9, Lily Jacobs, to put the Tigers up top 17-15. You cannot do that, especially against this Tiger team. In warm-up, she was hitting some really good ones too, but nice job there by Jacobs, as here comes Smith to Lee, to Myers, near side to Ringo, and Ringo, oh, they keep it going and nobody's there. And Grantsburg, if they can pull this off, that is a miracle in itself. I thought the play was done, but Webster, tremendous job. Now here comes Meyer to Olsen. Olsen pops it over. Hetfeld has to get it back. She does. Smith trying to hunt it down. Now who's going to take it? Grindel hits it over. Can Grantsburg get a free one here? And not really. No, because number 9, Lily Jacobs, is there. Webster will get that point, but that play at the net there, you saw most of Grantsburg, 98% of them, was up here by the net. How they got that one out, I am not sure, but Webster comes away with it 18-15 as Smith fires another one over to Brzezinski. And now here comes Ringo. Yes, yeah. Sometimes Ruby's hang time saves her because the timing, to me, it's almost like she jumps too much. She gets that one. And who's in to serve? Annika Lee will serve it back here for the Pirates. Lee firing it over. Grindell up to Smith. Smith going near side to Jacobs. Blocked there by Henderson and Bielen. Oh, Lee, Lee got that one. Went to the scorer's table to get the ball checked. And there we are, 1916, set 3. Tigers already up top 2-0. As Jacobs come out and Estridge comes in, Estridge will serve it here for the Tigers. Fires one over Przinski. Myers hunting it down. Now Henderson kind of has to just hit it over. Does. Smith chasing it, coming near side to Wolf. Wolf will go out with it. So Grantsburg, you're going to have to make a move here, I'm thinking. You're going to, let's see what we can do here, because Webster's been a little bit too tough. They're up by 2. Can Grantsburg get a few going here? Hetfeld, Jacobs, coming back this side to Hazley, to Lee. Lee bumping it to Myers. Myers just throws it over, but Hazley's right there. Jacobs back and forth. Wolf hits it. Lee goes, gets it. Here comes Myers. Now over to Przinski. Przinski with the hit. Will put it between Hetfeld and Estridge. That is good volleyball. Seen some good athletic play here from both sides. So Harmon will keep the serve going here for the Pirates. Waiting for the more floor cleaning. All right, so we're getting set there. Yep, man on the floor waves to the woman on the ladder, says, let's go. Harmon firing one over Estridge, now popping it up to Jacobs. Oh, Jacobs, she was successful 2 times with that here tonight. She tried to sneak another one. The only problem this time is the net was there, and she puts it into the net. Now we are tied up at 19. We have to try to keep the rhythm going here, Grantsburg. Give the ball back to Webster. It's going to be tough. Yep. Webster will get the ball back, 2019. And McDowell back to serve for the Tigers. See if she can run a few off here. She's been successful back there tonight, and that is out. So Grantsburg getting a break there off of Addison McDowell's serve. Yeah, Webster's been good serving. That's a rarity to see him knock one out like that. Moore back to serve it here for Grantsburg, and we'll hit it over to McDowell. Now Jacobs, who's she going to set it to? Hazley. Moore coming back far side to Sala. Sala will flow to Hetfeld's right there. Smith hunting it down. Now we'll go top side to Jacobs. Jacobs will put it in the hands of Moore. Moore able to dig it up. Myers and Lee kind of collide. Little offset there for Grantsburg. We're not fluent, ladies. Let's do it. Here comes the Tigers coming back. Now Myers has a... she did what Jacobs did. Tried to do the trickery and found that the net was in the way, and now 21-20, Webster's on top as number 10, Ella Jacobs, will be back to serve. See what Ella can do here. Lee bumping it up more. Right there, middle to Przinski. She grabs and throws. McDowell's there. Now a little shove from Jacobs. Moore has to hunt it down. Nice job from her. Grantsburg get it over. Now let's reset. Webster, you got a chance at one here. Now coming near side to Hetfeld. Hetfeld to Lee. Lee running it in the rafters. That's hard to play off that. That's hard to play off that. And Deb calling the timeout. 22-20. Webster up top. 2 games to none. And are hanging on to a 2-point lead to put this one to bed and head her home. See what Grantsburg can do here. Yeah, just some tough plays here. I mean, both sides have, they've shown some. I mean, I'm obviously going to give the nod to Webster here, kind of a little bit more fluent. We talked about the standing there and the ball hitting the floor, and we saw that. We definitely have to clean that up. We're going to get these 2 teams are going to get to play again, and it's tough in Webster. Yeah. Let's see. We talked about the next 2 weeks after our 2 home games, a Unity and Luck. Then they're in New Richmond, and then on Tuesday, October 8th, October 8th is when we will be visiting Webster in Webster, as that one fires over to Przinski. Now to Moore coming back to Przinski. Jacobs able to save it off the tip, and who's there? Not really sure. Moore tried to get it, and yeah, Webster, yep, what's that sound? Knock, knock, we're about to take this one, 23-20, in the hands of Jacobs still. Can she finish it out? Can Webster take it? Now Henderson, Estridge to Jacobs, now over to McDowell. They wanted a double hit and are not going to get it. Przinski floats one. Jacobs right there gives it back to Estridge, now coming to Hetfeld. Moore right there. Myers, who are we going to give it to? Henderson, and that will go towards the exit door. So Grantsburg hanging on. Will we see a set 4? I don't know. 23-21. Grantsburg's going to have to try to make a move here because Webster's knocking on the door 25. Let's see what Lily Henderson can serve up here to Hetfeld, up to Jacobs. Coming on the far side to Jansen. And Jansen will use the net along with a couple pirate arms and have it fall. And Webster is 1 point away from going 3-zip here in Grantsburg in the 2024 volleyball season, as Reese Grindell to Harmon, to Moore, far side to Ringo. Ringo, oh my gosh, that was not how that was drawn up, Nick, but like I said, we'll take them however we can get them. Whew. Let's see it, Przinski, 22-24. Firing one over. Grindell up to Jacobs. Jacobs coming near side to the big hitter, Jacobs. Able to dig that out. Jacobs to Jacobs. Who wants it? There's a confusion. That's the confusion that Webster has that we have seen. They've played some great volleyball, some big hits, some good athleticism. But right there, right, that's the type of stuff they have to clean up, as Przinski coming 23-24. Grindell up to Jacobs. And here we go, 24-24. And timeout called by Steph Jansen of Webster. More or less telling Webster to calm down. All right. Okay, you could just see it. They're kind of stalling out here, hoping to get that 1 point. Is it enough now for Grantsburg to get going? They're going to need 2 more. All right, you cannot get soft-footed here on Webster when you hit it over. I mean, they're just too tough. Too tough. The only thing that's got him here is Webster's got a little bit confused. So we'll see how Grantsburg comes out of this timeout. Grantsburg needs this one to keep going, as Webster has been clawing their way to the first 2 sets victorious. So Webster's on the floor. I think Jansen got the message across, just, hey, what we've been working on all winter long, that you guys in club and now spring and all these tournaments, right, just keep it together here. Now, can Przinski fire one over? She does, to McDowell, to Hetfeld, coming far side to Jacobs. And, Jacobs finds the floor there. Now Webster needs one. And they have Hetfeld in the back to see if she can secure it. Over we go to Przinski. Myers has to hunt it down. Ruby has to just hit it over. She does. Now coming to Jacobs' far side to Jansen. Oh my goodness, there it is. That clearly, when we check the out meter, that would have been out. And Webster Tigers, starting out in the volleyball season early, coming to Grantsburg. Some talked that this would go to 5. Some talked maybe in 4. Can Grantsburg pull it out? When it's all said and done, Webster 3-0 in Grantsburg. They are victorious. So we'll see how practice goes. Actually, I think Webster took it all here tonight. Yeah, like I said, we are on the road next week. Grantsburg is in Shell Lake this weekend, and then we will be on the road next week to Siren and Frederick. But the week of, starting out in October 1st, we will be home all that week, where you will have myself, Jeremy Burton, hopefully Nick Rombach. He's kind of on suspension. We talked about that at the beginning. And then obviously Bob Rombach, who has started this all before, and it's been great for those of you sitting at home watching. We've enjoyed you tuning into the We Are Grantsburg Network here against Grantsburg against Webster. And next time you will see the three of us, like I said, will be on October 1st. But like I said, Shell Lake, stay tuned to Siren and Frederick. And everybody have a good night. Thank you.